Hey turn-based lovers, this is Leaf, back with you again for another sponsored video from Mecharashi. If you're new to this channel, or you haven't watched our first Mecharashi video, here's a little background to the game. Mecharashi is a sci-fi SRPG set in the near future where mechas are utilized as combat weapons. Its core gameplay fuses tactical turn-based combat with a unique part destruction system on top of a grid-based battlefield. In this game, you'll be recruiting pilots and building mechas specifically tailored to each pilot by combining different parts, weapons, modules, and equipment to create the perfect unit. You'll then form a team that will fit your own personal playstyle. If you haven't seen our first Mecharashi video, go give that one a watch. In that video, we talk about the game's story, game modes, and other gameplay mechanics. And in this video, we'll be going over some news, the pre-registration rewards, how to pre-register, customization in the game, and we'll also be showcasing some of the most interesting pilots in my opinion near the end of the video. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. A little background on Mecharashi. This game was originally supposed to be a collaborative project between Blackjack Studio, this game's developers, and Square Enix. And if you're wondering why the game looks so familiar, this is exactly because before this game became Mecharashi, it was once known as Front Mission 2089 Borderscape. So this game was supposed to be a new free-to-play installment to the Front Mission series, but after Square Enix changed their mind and opted out of the project, Blackjack Studio continued working on the project and has since reimagined the game as its own standalone IP. But in the past few months, you may have heard about some news and rumors of the game facing some legal troubles against their former collaborators. To the gamers who are looking forward to playing the game and are worried about this issue, you can be at ease now because all legal matters have finally been resolved on both sides, and Mecharashi will be launching globally by the end of next month on July 31st, 2025. But if you just can't wait and you really want to get your hands on the game as soon as possible, you can go and pre-register for the beta test that will be running on July 3rd up to the 7th right at this moment through Mecharashi's official website. Simply go to their website or click the link down in the description, click on the beta test pre-registration button, enter your email address, then confirm your registration to participate, and then you'll be given a download link via email on July 2nd where you can then download and experience the game through the beta for yourself. The beta test will be in an open, non-monetized data wipe test server that will be held on all its available platforms, namely iOS, Android, and on PC. And players who will participate in the beta test will receive an exclusive emblem after the official launch, which will be unique to the beta testers and will never be redistributed again in the future. You can also just pre-register and wait for the official launch if you so choose. Pre-registering earns you some pre-registration rewards, and there are also milestone rewards that, as of writing, is at around 28,000 preregs, so go to their website right now and pre-register to help Mecharashi reach the 1 million milestone to give everyone even more rewards. But for now, we'll be showcasing the game's highlights, namely its deep tactical gameplay, wide customization options, a diverse selection of mechas, and we'll also be showcasing some of the pilots that we've found to be the most interesting thus far. Mecharashi stands out in the tactics scene, especially in the free-to-play market, as a mecha turn-based grid tactical strategy game, probably because it only has a handful of similar games, and there's definitely some novelty when it comes to mecha-themed video games, or even just mecha-themed entertainment in general. But Mecharashi is more than yet another mecha game. Mecharashi actually has a really well thought out game design that really brings mecha battles to the forefront of turn-based tactics. The mechs consist of a number of parts. There's 4 slots for the body parts and then 5 more slots for weapons and equipment. While the slots for the body parts will always need mecha parts installed, the weapon slots are a different story. Don't expect a single mech to be fully kitted with every weaponry in the game, as there's a weight or power limit to equipping them. And pilots, which are basically a 2-in-1 package together with your mechs, also have specific gear and weapons that are catered to their skills, so even if, theoretically, you end up having a mech equipped to the brim with every type of weapon the game has, because of your pilot's inherent inclination towards a certain type of weapon, all other weapons will be rendered invalid, or rather, unnecessary. So a sniper pilot would probably need a mech armed with a sniper rifle, and a melee pilot probably needs a melee weapon to be effective in combat. So you can see why I mentioned how the pilot and the mecha are a 2-in-1 package, but you can freely mix and match pilots, weapons, and mecha parts with certain limitations. There are 3 distinct weight classes for the mechas, particularly the light, medium, and heavy classes. Pilots only have clearance for one of the 3 weight categories for the mecha that they'll be using, meaning that if a pilot uses a light mecha, they won't be able to pilot a medium or a heavy mech, and the body parts that you equip on your mech are also isolated between weight categories. There's a lot of character or unit building in this game, and you'll probably be spending a lot of time on the screen just figuring out how a pilot's abilities work and what mech setup is the best one to bring out a certain pilot's full capabilities. But realistically speaking, you won't be able to use every S-rank pilot and mecha immediately because this is still a gacha game, so you will have to earn those parts and units before you can use them, and you'll be able to earn those mechs and pilots by using their corresponding pool currencies, which you can earn for free by simply playing the game, progressing through the story, and participating in any events that may come in the future. There's also the paint customization that lets you change the color of different parts of your mech and also apply emblems onto the body. And in my case, I really like customizing the mech's colors to fit the color scheme of the pilot, so I ended up having mechas that look like this and like this. It's pretty sick, actually. There's a ton of colors to choose from, and you can unlock even more by reaching milestones throughout your playthrough. When you're done with the customization bits, you'll be pitting your team against armies of hostile mechs in Mecharashi's complex and divisive combat. At first glance, the game might look like your run-of-the-mill tactics game, but its mechanics run way deeper than that. Throughout my playthroughs, I've come up with more than a dozen different ways to tackle this game's combat, and I feel like I've only been really scratching the surface when it comes to the strategies that you could come up with in this game. It's crazy how even just by swapping out a single mech from the team, the entire flow of combat and the dynamic of the team drastically changes. But it'll probably take 3 times as long as this video if I document each and every strategy that I thought of, so instead, we'll showcase some of the most interesting pilots in action that we have seen so far. First, let's look at Natalia, a sniper boasting unparalleled range and firepower. Snipers are crucial for precisely taking out key targets by hitting specific parts. Armed with a sniper rifle, Natalia establishes her domain with her absolute territory skill, rendering her mech immobile but also increasing the range and the damage of her attacks.
Now, I know exactly what you are.
When striking significant targets, she can perform her finale, The End, which uses all available AP to deal a huge amount of single target damage.
This is where we part. Thus, Vidonia.
But not all snipers play stationary. Enter the pilot Sylvie. Armed with a light rifle, Sylvie performs well in taking out lesser targets while zooming across the battlefield. Sylvie is a special case among the light rifle users because her attacks let her enter aiming mode, letting her strike with perfect precision.
Now's the time!
But snipers aren't the only class reveling in precision. Naomi, a tactical pilot, rains down missiles on her enemies. Dealing splash damage to single mechs, she whittles down their defenses or, in the best cases, lays destruction upon them one-sidedly.
Focus, breathe, and slay! Just say the word!
Also boasting superior range, Naomi is less concerned about hitting specific parts but rather simply hitting the target where it hurts.
Awaiting your just like gaming. Focus, breathe, and slay!
When the long-range pilots are done weakening the enemy and thinning out their numbers, it's finally time for the assault pilots to do some work. Frida, armed with a shotgun on both arms, carpets the battlefield with shells, dealing consistent damage to groups of enemies while also providing fire support for allies.
Roadkill coming through! Another notch for the queen. Is that the best you can do?
Hong, my personal favorite, excels in one-on-one battles, but she's also a monster when clearing out lesser targets to thin out the enemy forces. Armed with Knuckles, engaging her in melee is a bad idea for any she deems her enemies.
I'm going all in! You ready for this?
And there are a lot more pilots to see and discover in Mecharashi, and while there are archetypes, each pilot offers unique playstyles that will help you mold your perfect team. So while I could keep going on and showcasing each and every pilot in the game, I think it's best for you to discover each and every one of them for yourself during the beta or during the game's official global launch on July 31st. So don't forget to go to Mecharashi's official website and pre-register now to earn even more rewards on launch. That's about it for this video, and as always, remember to hit like, subscribe if you're new around here, and remember to follow turn-based lovers for everything turn-based. This has been Leaf, and I'll see you guys on the next one.